Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for coming and taking the time out to hear our presentation. We're PawsUp.
Great, so PawsUp is dedicated to using our artistic skills to promote animal welfare and improve the lives of shelter animals. We also focus on the environmental and social side of shelter animals and all that kind of stuff. So we wanted to use our artistic skills in order to kind of implement that. So, day in, day out, you have animals in shelters, hanging out, lounging on concrete floors, cardboard mats, all that kind of stuff. And it's just not really a helpful environment, and we kind of like to think that they kind of deserve a better quality of life and environment to be in. So we have a recycle to rescue kind of intention in mind. So we use 100% upcycled products. Upcycling is our main goal. So Cassie's showing you guys our prototype. So we used totally recycled fabric that was donated to us by Blythe. And the filling for that, as you guys can see here, is made from foam that was made out of recycled plastics. So it's totally eco-friendly, and yeah.
What is it?
What is what?
It's a doggy bed?
Yeah, it's a dog bed. Yes, it's a dog bed.
So to get to his question,
yes. So to explain that a little bit more, through PawsUp we have a one-to-one policy. So when a customer buys a bed through us, we also donate one to one of our partner shelters. So yeah, they're dog beds, as you saw.
very comfortable.
Yes, very comfortable, so comfortable. And then we kind of have an idea that our customers could actually see where our product goes as well through our Paws Together program. So if they were to just leave their name, their email, and what kind of bed they decided to buy through us, we can actually follow up with some pictures so they can actually see what dog in a shelter actually received something from them, keeping relationships very close. And even if people don't have a dog or they just want to donate, they're able to buy beds through us at market price. So we're not collecting any profits at all. We're making 2 beds and giving 2 beds to a shelter.
So I'm Lindsay. I'm in charge of sales and finances. I go to each shelter and try to make a partnership with each shelter, and that's where we will get our business from, being at shelter events. And I also take care of the finances, where I make sure all the booking is in order, making sure that if we need to cut back on certain things, or we can have the okay to expand and invest in our business, those are the things I'm watching out for.
I'm Cassaundra Fraley. I'm in charge of the social media department, and I make sure that our customers are connected and getting what they need and getting their responses back so we can improve on our business.
And I'm Brianna Ordonnez. I take care of the design elements of our business, so I kind of help put the prototype together and our logo as well. But for all of us, we're all pet owners, so this kind of strikes very close to home for us. Cassie has, I think, 8 pets.
Oh, actually 7 now, one of them just passed.
Oh, I'm so sorry. 7 pets, all rescues. Lindsay has her dog, and I've rescued one of my pets, and I have another one. But I mean, I've been around shelters. My family's worked in shelters, so this is something that means so much to us, just increasing welfare for animals.
And to keep costs down, we wouldn't have any employees, so we would all have a hand in making all of the beds.
Yes. So this is a little bit about our competition that could be out there. So we have Peace for Paws, the Humane Society, Henrik & Co., and I Heart Dogs. They're probably our biggest competition. But no matter what, none of them are really doing exactly what we're doing. Some of these people actually just have products, so maybe like t-shirts or bracelets or something like that they're selling. We're actually selling products that could be used for your own personal animal. Not just giving money back, but actually giving a tangible thing that is usable. And it's completely washable too, which is something that animal shelters really are looking for. And Peace and Paws are probably our closest to what we're looking for. They're actually an animal shelter in New Hampshire. They are partnered with a dog bed company. So if you were to buy a dog bed through that company, they would actually get one donated to their Peace and Paws shelter. But as you can see, this is the dog bed company up here that they're partnered with, and they're priced very much higher than we are. And down below I have some screenshots from Petco as well, and no matter what, across the board, people are still priced much higher than we are. So not only are we trying to keep costs down for our customers, but we're trying to create an eco-friendly product.
So we are partnered with Cape Ann Animal Aid, which is an animal shelter located on Cape Ann, just north of us. And I talked to one of the managers and also got in contact with the CEO, and they're really excited about being partnered with us. Most of their dog beds that are donated go to older dogs because they get so few of them, and most other dogs sleep on cardboard. So they're really excited to do this, and how we would work with them is they have about 16 events per year, and we would be at every single event, and we would have a pop-up event with them, and we would sell our dog beds and also show where the dog beds are going and what animals they're going to. So it's an all-around great partnership, and we look to do more partnerships in the Northeast. So this is our business structure, and I'll break that, or business model, and I'll break that down for you. So the pain of our customers, and as we are dog owners, you know, I hate going to the big conglomerate companies and buying this crappy bed that's going to last maybe one wash, and then I have to go back to the same conglomerate and buy another one. And so, and they're all ugly colors, they're all gray, or that fluffiness that gets, and you know, the dogs just think it's one big chew toy. So we wanted to make something that you could you know, show off because it's a custom piece of, you know,
art.
Thank you. And you would be supporting a small business. You would be supporting an animal aid. You would be able to, if you don't like animals, you know, you can still donate. So you're helping the community and helping small business. Our expenses, they're broken down in your packet. We have our product expenses, our business expenses, and event expenses, and then we have our our income, and we have our beds priced competitively, and then I took the total revenue from all of that, and that slide will be coming up. But again, our company values beliefs, if we can make something that is environmentally sustainable, gives to the customer and gives to the shelter, that's our goal. The advantage of our business, again, is that we make custom-made beds. It's a one-to-one type of donation process. We upcycle, so all of our fabric is donated. I found a company that we can get bulk recycled plastic foam, so it could be considered a recycled memory foam of some sort, but it's not because it's shredded, so it doesn't hold that, the wine commercial where you sit and, but it's still very comfortable, and, we want to produce something high quality, so in a sustainable manner. We would have a pop-up store for our channels of networking for the business. We would have fundraising workshops where we would have people come in and help us make beds so they could be a part of the cause. And we would try to expand to more shelter events besides Cape Ann. And we are looking for customers that are animal lovers, anyone that wants to make any contribution to animal welfare, gifters, those who support local businesses. It's a wide range and very accessible. And then, so we have our cost structure, as I just said. We can go to the next slide. We have as all small businesses start out, the first year is a little dry, but as you see, to the next year, we have a big boom because I've expanded projected our beds to double. And if you notice year 2, it doesn't jump as much, but that is because I have put into the cost structure that we're going to start investing in our business. So if our business does take off, we're going to need a warehouse to store all of these beds that we're making before they can go to the shelters. And all of these numbers also account for both fabrics of the bed that we're selling and the bed that we are donating. So the filling and the fabric are accounted for in that cost structure.
Is it always donated? Is fabric always free?
Yes. We also have in the cost structure that, is it extras for...
Yeah, extras. Yeah, extras for creatives.
We have a yearly partnership with them to get any fabric that they have as well, but mostly all donated.
So for the next steps for PawsUp, our first step will be gathering feedback from our customers and also from the shelters, which will improve the bed designs and develop our new designs by our lovely Brianna. Our next step will be expanding our partnership with the shelters and through the North Shore area and possibly going towards Boston. And then with our last step, we'll be expanding the business, hopefully getting an online store and also making a shop location. So this is our in-process Facebook page. It's not much to it right now at the moment. But our Instagram has been booming. We're finally up to 16 followers, and both of our posts are prototype, and then what we have inside to show customers what we're using. And our business card, which you have in hand. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions? Ladies first.
I didn't get your name.
Lindsay.
Lindsay, when you go into the shelter, how does that introductory conversation go down between you and the shelter? What do they think about you and this idea? And I suspect they might be wondering what's in it for them. What do you tell them?
So when I talked to, her name is Caitlin, I told her about our business and what we represent and our idea for the one-to-one. And they honestly accept any donation that they can, because they do most of these fundraisers to raise money to supply, food, bedding, all sorts of stuff that they, need. So if we are partnered with them, they are guaranteed beds. And
They're guaranteed what?
beds. If we sell at their event, then they're guaranteed beds.
So you're making them an offer they can't refuse, aren't you?
Yeah.
We hope so.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
also, coming off of that, a lot of what we based our product around are some of the things that they told us that they really needed. So they told us that they needed something that was washable, and that's something that we tried to target our product around, because that's really what they needed at the shelter. Even though they have beds, the beds that they have, they need them to be washable, and it needs to be something that's quick and readily available.
Did they have these services or this product that you offer from another source before you?
So they buy from any fundraiser that they have. They go out and buy beds. The brand, I looked up the brand. It starts with a K. I forget the brand. I'm sorry. But it is beds that is on stilts, and it's stretched nylon material. But they go through a ton of them, because any of you are dog owners, have you ever seen your dog or cat scratch to get comfortable and nest? So they go through a ton of those, because it's just a thin nylon thing, and it's cheap to buy, and so the animals try to nest on it, and they go through a ton of them. So it's a lot of money for them, and if they're getting donated and they don't have to enter that into their cost structure anymore.
Do you just throw them out afterwards?
They do.
It's trash?
Mm-hmm. Actually, from our previous practice presentation, our prices were lower, and someone suggested raising the prices, but we still wanted to keep it competitive with PetSmart, Petco, and all those conglomerates that can, have their 50% off sale, and you can go buy, or Marshalls, where you can go buy a bed for, $30, but it's not pretty, and it's not sustainable, and it's, you go back 2 months later and you buy a new one. So that was our reasoning behind that.
I mean, that's true, but why don't you take advantage of that opportunity to make more money? Because there's such a gap between what you're selling it for and what your competition is selling it for. Why don't you think in those terms?
Well, we want to be price friendly to those who.
Why?
There we go.
People will pay more for an artist-made thing. Like, people can go to TJ Maxx and buy stuff like what I make.
I guess
For, like, no
what I'm
money.
trying to say is we
But
didn't want to be
they'll pay
pretentious in our own work and say, you know, here's a bed for $200 and, you know, this is what we think it's worth. So we priced it probably a little bit too low just to try to get the enthusiasm. But
Well, think if you even price it at $60, that's $20
Yeah.
each
Right.
for each of you, for every bed you sell.
right.
Who will be producing the physical beds? I know you spoke of yourselves. Would you be paying yourselves in that scenario? And how do you intend to grow that? Because obviously, you guys, if you're speaking of getting a warehouse in the future, you
Of
know,
course,
what's
of
that
course.
plan?
We said that we were all going to be making the beds, and that will probably work for, you know, the next few years. But if we do plan to expand, we will have to employ people too.
Okay.
Someone suggested to us outsourcing of some sort, but we don't really like the word outsourcing, and we want to keep our hand in the product.
Okay, so it sounds like this is going to be a skill, and you also speak of durability, and especially with pets, you're looking at something like a heavy-duty thread. So do you guys currently have those skills, or how do you intend to get people and employ them to use their skills that they have, or train yourselves?
So we are all trained with the sewing machine, and one of our next step goals was also to expand on the design. Maybe not the shelter bed design, but maybe the customer design. Maybe make, you know, a border or like, you know, the sofa looking type things. But again, that's all in the future, and we would definitely have to start thinking about employment and expanding. You know, I didn't put any kind of like place that we were doing this. You know, we were thinking about doing it out of house for a while, just to keep costs low and try to make a profit, and so that we can invest in our own company, and then, you know, expand from there.
I have another question too. The actual dog bed, how many times have you washed it? Like, how do you know that it's durable? Have you made a few and washed them 10 times and gotten them dirty and washed them 10 times?
We have not.
Like, how do you know your thread's not going to break, or the dryer isn't going to bash it up, or?
So we actually really haven't gotten that far into the prototype process.
Okay.
That's definitely something we're going to be looking into in the future. We just got into this prototype. Our last prototype, so our initial idea was stuffing the beds with recycled fabrics and old clothes and stuff like that, and that would be completely washable. So then we ran into the issue that we had an extremely heavy bed that felt like a load of laundry, and this is one of our smaller beds, so we couldn't have a small bed that was extremely heavy.
Right.
That was unrealistic. So
Rainwater,
from
for
there,
sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
from there, we looked into the newer stuffing. So this is kind of the second step of our prototype process. So from here, it would be going into like testing it out with an actual animal, making sure how they feel about it. So like Lydia in the back that you guys saw her presentation last, is interested in like snagging this up from us anyway. So for her dog. So yeah, so she's gonna be testing it
Right,
out.
she'll be the prototype.
Yes.
Is it non-flammable? Because that's important.
It is non-flammable. I looked into the recycling material, and it is non-toxic. They have somehow. So that was I have a Springer, and he has just stopped chewing at the age of 3, and so that was in the back of my mind as well. And we found a material that's bulk recycled and reduced toxins in their foam, so and washable as well.
Where do you play up the fact that the 3 of you are artists? How is that reflected in your product?
We kind of, with the style that we have right here, with the type of like fabric pattern, and with Brianna's design, since she's more into bed dogs than I think we have an experience. I think making it more of like a personal experience.
We could also market that. What you have a mock-up flyer in your handout, but we would also, on the other side, we would like to have our prices listed and just describe that these are custom-made beds. Each bed is unique in its design, made by the owners, and kind of market ourselves in that way to keep it eco-friendly. And we could definitely add that to our tag for sure.
We had a gentleman that used to work here that you might want to partner with. He made sort of luxury dog houses for special customers, and your bed could go into his fancy schmancy dog house. So I'll give you his name.
Great, thank you so much.
Have you guys thought about, and I hope that I didn't just miss this, but can the shelter actually sell them for you? Like if somebody comes and adopts a pet, could they be like, I want to buy a bed, and then they go home with the bed, and then one gets left behind for the shelter?
So when I talked to Keep An Animal Aid, she asked me if we wanted to keep our cards up front or anything like that, and so they were definitely open arm welcoming for leaving our information for our customers while they're waiting or anything like that. So it's something that definitely could be proposed.
Yeah, because I would think people would think that was cool if they're going to a shelter to adopt a pet. To be able to leave something behind for the ones that they can't take home.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Good idea.